and their supports, like all consumers, are fast becoming savvy about what's available to them and how to use their devices. In part, this is due to the rise in peer-led information, advice, and mentoring. AppChat is a peer-led, co-designed, assistive technology omni-channel platform that provides just that. Supported by the Independent Living Centre, WA, the Department of Communities and NDIS, AppChat provides easy-to-understand information on a range of AT from a uniquely combined user and allied health professional perspective. Some of the channels that people can access the content that we create is through social media videos, our closed Facebook group at AT Chatbox, and e-news. We actively collaborate with expert AT users and AT professionals. Extensive consultations with our nationwide AT community have identified the significant value of peer mentoring and advice due to the depth of first-hand experience. AppChat is currently in development phase of an AT tier mentor service and online portal whereby AT users can build their own capacity with AT specific to their individual requirements. AppChat is joined today by two expert AAC users who are part of the AT community, Shane Agnew and Harrall. Please make them feel welcome. So please join me in first welcoming Shane Agnew, a man of many talents and interests. AppChat was fortunate enough to shoot a video with him earlier this year in conjunction with him, which I might add is our highest viewed video to date. Please.
Hi, my name is Shane Agnew. I enjoy being a husband and an active uncle to my 5 nephews and nieces. I am also really excited about becoming a father in June this year. My work involves working with PBF, talking to school kids about the dangers of risk-taking and the importance of being safe on the road. I also enjoy fishing with my adapted fishing reel. Another hobby is 3D designing and 3D printing, which incorporates into my diploma of building design that I'm currently studying. I use the Smart Nav system daily as it allows me to navigate all areas of the computer quickly and easily. Smart Nav uses a camera with infrared lights, which pick up a silver reflective dot that I place on my chin. As I move my chin, the cursor follows in the same way as using your hand to move the mouse. I have recently started using an eye gaze system known as a Tobii device. The system is still fairly new to me and I'm working out how to use it with my astigmatism. I mostly use it as a speech device, and the rear projection speaker makes it perfect for my public speaking. As I've only recently gotten the Tobii and Communicator 5 system, I haven't had a chance to change from the stock accents. If I could change to any celebrity voice, I think it would be Matthew McConaughey. I think I could get attention easily with his southern drawl.
I say, alright.
For work done using Photoshop or for 3D designs, I need more precise clicking. I switched to the Breeze Sip and Puff device, which connects to my laptop via USB. This allows me to edit photos and create designs to an exact degree. My interest in 3D printing came about as I wanted to create custom shells and rocks for my fish tank. But I soon realized I could use it for so much more. One of my first creations was custom clips to hold my SmartNav camera to my laptop, as the camera's new design didn't fit correctly. Most importantly, I have also designed a fishing rod holder to fit to my wheelchair so I'm ready to fish at all times. I also have a sip and puff fishing reel. When I sip on a tube, it reels in the line independently, however I do still need someone to cast for me, for now. I'm fortunate enough to have a 3D printer in my own home. I can create my own designs and print them at home, which is much easier than trying to explain my design to someone else via email. With 3D printing, the possibilities are endless.
So, since this episode aired, Shane became a father. Congratulations to your wife. I was lucky to stumble across Shane through a work colleague earlier this year. Shane and I shared a lot of commonalities between us, being newlywed, new parents, assistive technology buffs, and also encountering a high-level spinal cord injury, with the notable exception that Shane, with limited hand and neck movement, relies on mouthing words or using his AAC system. So Shane, welcome. You have a remarkable backstory, and one of the things that stands out is how the doctors were amazed that they'd never seen someone survive a spinal cord injury as high as yours between C1 and the skull. Do you mind sharing what implications that has had in terms of your communication and function?
14 years ago I had a motorcycle accident that caused my spinal cord to completely detach from my brainstem. This level of injury meant that I could no longer breathe independently and now rely on a ventilator to breathe for me. My voice box was also damaged, and I ultimately made the decision to have a laryngectomy. This meant that I would need people to lip read my speech, but also that I could eat food again.
Thanks for sharing that. And can you please take us through your current setup of how you communicate?
Well, my main method of communication is through lip reading, which is often not as difficult as people might think. I'm also able to make a clicking sound to get attention and to answer yes or no questions. Through NDIS and Rocky, I have also received the TOBI device that I'm currently using, which is controlled using AGOSCI technology. It's great for public speaking and making phone calls independently. Rocky Bay have also provided me with a sensitivity switch that I control with a simple movement of my neck. This provides emergency backup if my support worker or wife weren't able to assist me.
And Shane, you're a relatively new TOBI eye gaze user, I believe March this year. And prior to that, it was a combination of SmartNav and Natural Reader. What brought you to the point of deciding that you wanted to explore a different device combination? And knowing what you know now, would you have considered it sooner?
I'm always open to trying new AAC technology and programs. The TOBI device is much more compact to travel with to my public speaking engagements, and the rear projection speaker means I can be heard more clearly. I do wish that I have tried iGaze sooner. Joining NDIS is what made my access to a device like the TOBI much simpler.
Thank you. And tell us about the process of learning to use an iGaze system from scratch to communicate, and also, in turn, how that interfaces with your SmartNav.
The TOBI iGaze was a bit of a steep learning curve. I had to perfect selecting a mouse control and then clicking on what I was working on with the right accuracy and timing. The program that I'm using for this talk is called Communicator 5. It's much easier to use as I can select text and functions that I regularly use. I'm still using SmartNav on my laptop as it's quicker and easier for 3D drawing and everyday use.
Great. And what opportunities has using AACs opened up for you? And overall, what has it allowed you to do?
My AAC devices have allowed me to volunteer as a public speaker for PBF, which involves speaking to high school students about road safety. I also speak at the local TAFE to students who are studying in aged care and disability course. Last year I was also fortunate enough to be invited to do a TEDx talk at UA. The talk was titled, "When You Look at Me, What Do You See?" and asked the audience to look beyond my disability and see what I am still capable of doing.
I can definitely vouch for that if anyone wants to look up his TEDx talk. It's brilliant, so yeah. So what challenges or frustrations have you faced using your various AAC devices over the years? And I'm curious to know if you've found ways to get around the added challenge of having an astigmatism with your eyesight.
Astigmatism is the main challenge that I find when using the eye gaze. It causes my eye to shake and can confuse the Tobii eye device as to where I'm looking. Luckily, the Tobii eye is simple to recalibrate, and the more often that I use it, the quicker it is at adjusting to my eyesight.
From the short time I've known you, you seem to love to innovate and create your own custom setups with a range of assistive tech. Your 3D printing is fascinating, as we all saw in the video of you. So when it comes to your AAC, what have you customised or tweaked to suit you?
I have found programs such as Natural Reader to assist me with text-to-speech. I've also customized Communicator 5 to allow me to send text messages and emails using the program. The systems in the rehab engineering team at Fiona Stanley, I have now tweaked my wheelchair control panel to allow me to make phone calls using the joystick.
And what tips would you give to the wider community and how to communicate with you, especially those who are encountering a person who uses an AAC for the first time?
When it comes to putting, the best advice is to just be relaxed and not overthink things. If I'm using my Tobii eye device, I need people to be patient and give me time to type out my response. Above all else, always remember to speak directly to me and not to the person I'm with. I think people should assume that a person with a disability can communicate for themselves, rather than assume that they can't.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one quick last question. If you could have any future device for communicating, what would it be?
My biggest hope for the future would be to find a device that allowed me to have a voice again. I have hopes to work with Litany, which is an open source code that may be able to assist me. I also have hopes to continue adding functions that I can use with the joystick on my wheelchair.
Thank you, Shane, for generously sharing your experiences with AAC with us. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to our next guest, Joey Harrall, who is also a keynote speaker here at this year's AGOSCI Conference. He presented for the first time in AISAC in 2018 and has since gone from strength to strength. He's recently completed the AT Mentors course through Rocky Bay and continues to mentor through Variety Roundabout Camp. He has a dream to own his own mentoring business someday, and in his downtime, he likes to try his hand at fixing computers, and with his family as well. Here's a little video that AppChat created with Joey only a couple of weeks ago. So.
Hey, my name is Joey, and I was given an ability to use awesome technology to walk and speak. I have just completed my Cert 4 in Assistive Technology Mentoring. Some of the assistive technology that I use on a daily basis are my communication device Accent 1400, which helps me to speak and access my world. My configuration on my Accent is Unity on the 144 core, which has almost every word that you need. The first thing that comes to mind with using a communication device is having the fire to keep learning the communication system, as hard work does pay off. Also, the Accent 1400 has Windows 10, which helps me with doing emails, keeping up with my friends, doing my assessments, and playing music. I did design my own phone interface with the communication devices system so I can have everything at my fingertips all the time. I use head switches to access all of my things, and I made my own scanning patterns on my Accent. My Quantum 6 Edge power chair has a 2-switch design. my left switch is for changing between modes, and I use the left switch as a quick break sometimes. My right switch is for telling everything what I have pressed through the chair's cue, logic to driving scanning system. My chair also has eye level, which allows me to lift up to look at people in the eye without them needing to look down at me when I am speaking to them. Lastly, my trusty AAC mount is the most important and oldest assistive technology that I still have. It has one job: to hold my communication device and phone in place. I became a public speaker as I want to share my knowledge to the world, and I have a dream to help everybody to find their own voice in this fast-paced world.
Very welcome. So you're definitely what many would consider as an expert AAC user. I've probably used AAC devices since, I believe, primary school. Can you tell us a bit about your journey of arriving at your current AAC system? And did you try a few things first? And what support did you have along the way? And what led you to choosing this current setup? Sorry, I've got many questions.
I started with a Martimo communication device, which was a simple communication system. You can think of it as a picture book which stopped me from increasing my vocabulary. But it was just the start of my AAC journey. Then 6 months later, I tried and speak on a Vanguard communication device. I picked up Unity very quickly and realized I had found the best communication system for me. It had more vocabulary inbuilt, and the more words are inbuilt into the communication device, the quicker I can get my message out. When I was learning, I explored a lot to find where new words were, and every day I got faster with locating words. Then a few years later, I updated to Unity 144 configuration on an Accent 1200 as my Vanguard was starting to hold me back from not having more words inbuilt. Then a few years later, when I asked for my Accent 1400, I knew I wanted a faster experience with doing things like doing emails, doing assessments, and playing games. I transferred my core vocabulary on the new device, and everything else just fell into place. But I didn't get where I am overnight. But I wish I did, ha ha ha. It was 3 years of hard work and having good people around me when I was learning.
Thanks for that. And what do you personally look for in an AAC system? And what are your, must-have features?
I just look at how powerful the computing power is, and I only will look at one make of communication devices, as I love Unity too much to change to a different make of communication devices.
There's a loyalty there, I like it. So when it comes to your current system, Accent 1400, what are you liking about it, and what do you think could be improved?
When I got my Accent 1400, I was just looking for a better experience, and this device did fit my requests. See, you will know the differences between the right device and the incorrect device for your needs.
And similar to Shane, you're also tech savvy and seem to be enjoying customising your AAC. What customisations have worked well for you?
Yes, I have designed a lot on my communication device, and here are some of the things. The first thing I redesigned was my computer system icon sequence, which allows me to switch between MidSpeak and my personal computer system so I can go to it faster and I can turn off the touch on the area. Also, even I can put a password on the area for stopping nosy people from getting in my personal computer, which comes in handy sometimes. The second thing I designed was my password and personal information pages, where they are located as a button on my computer keyboards, which is handy and quicker when you are telling somebody when your birthday is. The third thing I designed was my own background skins for MidSpeak, which is just cool in my eyes. The final thing I designed was my own phone interface with third-party software, and now I can access everything else like everyone else does on a daily basis. However, with saying that I do fail with my design sometimes, and then I try to fix the problem. Most of the time I can fix whatever I have done. But if I can't, then I need to suck it up and send it away to get fixed by somebody better than myself. And then it takes months to get the communication device back. So as my brother always says to me, don't fix something what isn't broken. It is a good saying to stand by.
Yes, indeed. Words to live by there. So when it comes to maintaining your AAC, making sure all the systems are working well on an ongoing basis, how do you go about this, and who supports you to do this?
Nobody really, as I have the experience behind me to be able to maintain my device by myself. Although I would suggest you, if you have a problem with a communication device, just contact the suppliers.
Great. And as mentioned, you've been an AAC user for a good portion of your life. In your experience, what are the barriers for success that a fellow AAC user will likely need to overcome?
Just believe in yourself and you will be able to overcome anything.
And what advice would you share with the speeches, teachers, parents and AAC users here today listening?
I have a few helpful tips. My first one is to teach your child a new word every few days with icon sequences and learning how to spell the word by each single letter, which will build up their spelling skills. My second one is let them pick their own voice. For example, I have two voices. One is for giving speeches and the other one is for everyday use. My last one is to back up their communication device every week.
Yes, always back up, huh? Very good. And you've been through a number of AAC iterations and systems. What do you see your ideal future AAC system looking like?
I think in 10 years we should have the technologies to read our minds, which will allow us to speak with just our thoughts. If you would like to hear more of my ideas about the future of AAC, please feel free to come to my speech. I have a dream for communication on Saturday at 9 o'clock.
Yes, definitely. I encourage everyone to come to that one. He's coming on Saturday. Okay, so I'd just like to throw out a few combined questions out to both Joey and Shane about a special area of interest to aid at chat and the direction of our service, ATP and mentoring. So Shane, where do you get your information about AAC to stay up to date with the latest tech? And what role has the AT community within this?
I'm always I'm always Googling and looking for new innovative solutions for my disability and technology that may be able to assist myself and others. I also subscribe to a number of YouTube channels that provide content on assistive technology and 3D printing.
And for you, Joey.
I keep up to date about assistive technology by a number of ways, such as being on YouTube because I like seeing users' reviews about products, as they will share their thoughts openly about the assistive technology, which is helpful because on the other hand the suppliers will only tell you the good things about their products. If I want to know the features, I will go to the supplier's YouTube channel. But if I want to know what users are saying about the product, I will go to a user's YouTube channel.
Yeah, there's a lot of power in the user reviews, isn't it? Very honest, for sure. Okay, so again, saying with you, Shane, how have you learned to use your AAC devices better based on peer support or mentoring? And what is the value of it to you?
The chat group on Facebook has been a massive help in customizing Communicator 5. Groups like this allow me to get the latest information and are easy to access. The Rocky Blade team have also provided me with access to devices and assistance to set them up.
Great, fantastic. And for you, Joe?
I learned from a lot of different ways, from speech-language pathologists, teacher aides, and a lot of self-learning.
I think you're both very good at self-learning, for two of you actually. So moving forward, how do you see peer mentoring working within the area of AAC?
I think that peer mentoring is particularly important to those who are new to the disability world. Groups like chat are great for providing information and support. Also, online communities allow us to keep up to date with the latest technology from around the world.
Yes, indeed, because it is easier to speak to somebody who has similar needs as you, I think.
Thank you so much, and thank you both for your very fantastic insight into the value of peer support and AAC. Before we open up to a very short question time, we'd like to provide an overview of how ACChat is contributing to the conversation about assistive technology.
AGOSCI is the first interactive online community by people with disability for people with disability, dedicated to discussing everything AT. Assistive technology, or AT, is an equipment, an aid, device or system supporting a person with disability to be independent. AGOSCI has created an innovative information hub. AT and Me, expert users share their AT knowledge and experience every episode.
I'm able to do so many things with AT that I would never be able to do without.
Product handles country labels in chicken noodle 500G.
Hi, welcome to Tech Tuesday, where each episode we look at a different piece of assistive technology.
AT Chatterbox is a Facebook group of AT peers discussing the topics that matter to you.
That concludes our Q&A. We hope today's provided you with some valuable first-hand user insights. The ACChat team couldn't thank Shane and Joey enough for sharing this information. I'd really like to acknowledge how long it would have taken them to write their responses, so it's pretty remarkable. If you'd like to connect further with Shane, please head to his website, Higher Than Superman, and Joey can be found via his email, joseph.acmentor@gmail.com. ACChat encourages you all to connect with us further through our ACChat Facebook page, ACChat with us. If you're an AT user or an AAC user, or support person to someone who is an AAC user, we encourage you to join our closed Facebook group and community, AT Chatterbox. You can find our group via our Facebook page. We're above the Independent Living store, Independent Living WA store if you'd like to have a bit more of a chat. And please keep an eye out for our AT and mentoring program launching in 2020. So does anyone, we have any time for...
Fortunately, we're a bit short for question time, but I know you guys are hanging around, aren't you?
Yeah, we sure are.
So encourage anyone who's got any questions, come find Joss, Shane or Joey. They would be more than happy to answer any of your questions, I'm sure. And AtChat is such a great community. I encourage everyone to look it up on Facebook. So it's AtChat, it's one word, there's heaps of great videos and resources and lots of exciting stuff always being shared there.
Thank you so much.
Let's all